Hello and welcome to my third attempt at the Week 6 Noah and Corbin Sucks Balls Fantasy Football League official video. Lots to talk about this week. It's going to be a long one, but I'm going to try and make it quick. Bear with me, please. First news is Julio Jones is out for the season, leaving some interesting questions about the wash cycle. Connor's team, I called them my favorite to win it all in Week 3. Right now, even though they are still 4-1, they're looking shallow. Pierre Thomas and Lamar Miller are the two backup running backs. Neither of them, I believe, are worth starting at all. Steve Smith in the flex with Julio Jones out for the season. And behind him on the bench is nobody. Steve Johnson, Julian Edelman, Percy Harvin. Two bad receivers and a receiver who is not playing at all. So Connor, good players. We'll see if Peyton Manning and his starters can carry him to victory. I don't know. There's not much behind him, so he is walking a tightrope. Up next, or not up next, but the next big news is trades. A trade explosion happened this week, centered around our little redhead Corbin Cox. He's been a part of every single trade that's happened in this league so far. I've been keeping track of his gains, and so far his net trade has been Reggie Bush. No. He's gotten Reggie Bush, Kenbrell Tompkins, Darren Sproles, Jordy Nelson, Bengals defense, and Jones. Who's Jones? Jones, I forget who. For DeMarco Murray, Torrey Smith, CJ Spiller, Hawks defense, Tony Gonzalez, Darren McFadden, and Noshawn Moreno. Oh, that's James Jones, by the way, is the receiver. Just remembered. At running back, he's lost quite a bit. At tight end, he's lost Gonzalez. At defense, he's given up the Seahawks defense for the Bengals defense. Ugh. And at wide receiver, though, he's made big gains. Torrey Smith for Tompkins, Nelson, and Jones. So basically, he's given up running backs, tight ends, and defense for wide receivers. In my opinion, I think his net trade is not good. He did get some good ones, like on Noah. Overall, not too hot in my opinion. Now to the meat and potatoes of this little video. The games this week. First up, we have Team Tobin at Randy Moss's hands. It was my matchup of the week and was a big flop. My team did bad, and I know the cliche thing to do here would be make excuses as to why my team is underperforming. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Calvin Johnson was announced out 30 minutes before the game started. What was I supposed to do? I picked up Sidney Rice. You can't blame me for that. Rob Gronkowski is out. CJ Spiller is hobbled by injury. Vincent Jackson was on a bye. Michael Vick was injured halfway through his game. Le'Veon Bell was on a bye. Literally, my whole bench is filled with good players, except for Robert Woods, and he's just average. When I get healthy, I'm going to be the best team in the league, and I truly believe that. On the other side, we have Michael Perez, who is continuing his hot streak, 129 points, good all the way across the board. And that's that. He's 4-1, I'm 3-2. Up next, we have Stephen Alcala with Rape Jess at the Bearded Reindeers of Tyler Ballard. 90-88, closest game of the week. Well, closest decent game of the week. Tyler lost based on his kicker. Matt Bryant was the last player remaining in either game and put up 4 points, all extra points. If the Falcons had attempted a field goal, then Matt Bryant could have won Tyler the game. It didn't happen. That's just how it goes. Oh, just noticed he started Phillip Rivers. Interesting play over Colin Kaepernick. Turned out to be right. Despite the team scoring 34 points, the 49ers put up 34. Kaepernick put up 9. And that is strange to me. Put up 9 points. So Kaepernick on a slow streak, but Phillip Rivers has actually been delivering. He's the 4th tight end through 5 weeks. Up next, we have Team Phoenix at the wash cycle. Corbin has an entirely new team. Same results. 89 points. He lost to Connor. Peyton Manning, the Browns defense, and Garrett Hartley were his top scorers, carried by your quarterback, defense, and kicker. Not conventional, but it works, so results are results. Up next, we have She Wants the Cox at the Staph Infections. Noah, continuing his streak, doing well, 5-0. I'm still predicting his downfall, though. Donald Brown and Fred Jackson were his starters. I mean, he's getting Peterson back, but we'll see if Adrian Peterson and 2 wide receivers can carry you to the championship. I don't think they can. Honestly, I don't think Noah's team is that good. They're on a hot streak, yes, but they won't stay there. And on the other side, we have a team who will continue their streak. Cody Hill. He has not won a game since last season. He's 0-5, and despite the fact that he continues to put up respectable numbers, 85 points, he just can't win a game for the life of him. I mean, 14 points isn't the only difference. Bilal Powell could have scored more than 3. Andre Johnson could have scored more than 3. Anquan Boldin scored 2. They just can't deliver. That's Cody. He's cursed. That's all I can say. The Kingdom at the Dirty Plumbers. Britain dropping to 1-4 in what is probably the worst display of fantasy football I've ever seen. The quarterbacks combined for 11 points. The wide receivers combined for 18 points between 4 wide receivers. The 3 top scorers between both teams are 2 kickers and Julius Thomas. If you remove the 2 kickers and Julius Thomas, then both teams combined for 71 points. Like, excluding a kicker and a tight end, these 2 teams combined still had a bad week. So, yeah, it's pretty rough. Basically the worst game I've ever seen. Jess started Marlon Brown. And Tony Romo scored 40 points on Britain's bench, and he lost. So the difference between blowout and losing in this case was Tony Romo. And you're wondering, well, didn't you tell him to start Tom Brady? Yes, I did. And I'm sorry. Don't listen to me. Actually, you should listen to me. This is just a bad deal. Tony Romo, I'm sorry, man. 40 points, that's ridiculous. Okay. All right, we're only at 7 minutes. This has actually been faster than my previous 2 takes, mostly because I really don't like doing this 3 times. It's rough. So, my special guest, I was going to have Matt Schaub on the show, but he was intercepted on the way here and wasn't able to make it. I'm sorry, that was a bad joke. Anyways, I'm going to end with a story. Our league is great. Preface this by saying I love our league. I'm in 3 leagues. I like this one the best. We're involved. We're active. We make videos. We make power rankings. Everyone's talking trades. We post on our message board. And we all don't fight and have controversy every single day. I've been talking to some other leagues, thinking about what we might be able to do to get better, what we can improve upon, change, keep, whatever. And I heard the most ridiculous stories, so I'm going to end with that story. It starts with this guy, Dan, who's our villain in this story. He picks up Angelo Pease, a free agent running back, and he says, "Hey, Colin's our gullible fool. He says, "Hey, gullible fool, how about I give you AP for Matt Forte and Marcus Colston?" And our gullible fool says, "Of course," and then they shake on it. Then Dan goes full third grader and says, "Ooh, I didn't mean Adrian Peterson, I meant Angelo Pease, but since we shook on it, you have to take it." And Colin said, "No." Being the league manager, he said, "There's no vetoes, I'm putting the trade through." Like, in this case, it wasn't just like a trade rape isn't a bad trade. Like, it was actually a non-consensual trade. It was literally trade rape. But every good story has a hero. And even though Dan was about to steal the league, literally, our hero was able to save the day. He changed his team name to Mohandas Gandhi. And then he said, "Through civil disobedience, I will destroy this league if you don't reverse the trade." And Dan said, "Give me your best shot." And he did. He took all of his players and gave them to the guy who got trade raped. Meaning a team consisted of, like, only top 10 players. There was, like, literally all the good players from 2 teams on one team. And then he decides to further the madness by picking up players who played for Texas and LSU in college. Meaning his team consisted of, like, Fozzie Whitaker, Colt McCoy, Marquise Goodwin. He was projected for 17 points. It was beautiful. Eventually it just got so ridiculous that he was about to destroy the integrity of the league, and Dan reversed the trade. Meaning that civil disobedience does work, and if you guys think I'm a bad commissioner, just remember that I'm not Dan. So you should like me and be thankful for me, I guess, is the moral of the story, is that I'm great. Sorry for keeping y'all watching this long. If you watched the whole thing, thank you. If you didn't, thanks anyways. Everyone have a good week 6, except for you, Corbin. You're not going to because you suck. Thanks for watching.